Welcome to the Talk to Me Michele podcast. We want to hear from you. Whether you're intrigued by our deep dives into our topics or have thoughts on our latest episodes, we value your opinion. Call our hotline, share your insights, reactions, or even suggest topics you'd love us to cover next. We're all ears. Your voice matters, and you can remain anonymous if you prefer. Your messages could be featured in future episodes, so don't miss out on this chance to be part of the dialogue. Leave us a voicemail at 832-463-0525.
Talk to me, Michele, on the street lights on the corner. City vibes got a story. Feel the beat, don't ignore me.
Welcome to Talk to Me Michele. Yes, I'm back. And today's episode, very interesting. We're going to be diving into the complexities of friendships and how to identify if you have a genuine friend or not. We go through this life, we make friends in certain stages in our life, but I think it's very important in adulthood. You need to know your circle. You need to have a tight circle. And when I say tight circle, I mean good, loyal people that are surrounding you, encouraging you, and that are just being a good friend to you, period. Very hard to come by nowadays. But thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate you guys tuning back in. Hey, if you have not subscribed yet, please hit that subscription button. Please share it with a friend and give me a rating and a review. That helps the podcast grow. I really appreciate that. And now it's time to delve into the world of friendship. Now, you want to ask yourself, what are the true characteristics of a true friend? The definition can vary. It really can. You know, what makes a friend real versus a casual acquaintance? Now, they do have key characteristics in people that you can consider a friend. And I think these characteristics are so important because we don't really look at this checklist too often when we start being friendly with people. So the key characteristics you want to have in a friend is trust and loyalty. You really don't need nobody who you can, talk to about a situation you're going through and they use it later for entertainment for the masses. That you got people that do that. So I need to be able to trust you, be trustworthy. Be reliable. Reliability is a lot of things people don't really consider in a friendship. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we let that friendly motion get in our heads. This is my friend. They going to do that for me. No. When your friend makes a commitment to you, like say if they needed you to give them a ride to work. So you are relying on that friend that they committed to doing that for you. Make sure you are here at this time. I will be ready and I appreciate you. Here's a little something on the gas tank. That's reliability. You can't sit up there and have that in a friend that 9 times out of 10 may change their mind because they found something else to do. And now you are without a ride to work. That's reliability example right there. And loyalty. I cannot express how important loyalty is. It really is. Loyalty is a whole new game changer. Let's just say I've got a friend. That friend happens to be among people who are not too crazy about me and they start talking crazy about me around my friend. So as a friend, I would either think you would just say, hey, I'm not going to stick around for that. Y'all feel that way, but that's my people. That's just what I'm, giving you an example of loyalty. Also, support and encouragement. We need emotional support during both good and bad times. That was a true test for a lot of people in my life, especially when my mom passed. When my mom passed, I took note of who reached out to me. I took note of people who were concerned. And I also took note of people who my mother actually took care of at a point in our life, that they knew her and never reached out. Yeah, never reached out. So I take little notes like that just to see if this person is going to be any type of emotional support to me. Very important. I appreciate people who are honest. Honesty is something you cannot get from everybody. I appreciate people who are honest with me. If they see me moving a certain way, acting a certain way, they come and to the side. They don't do it in public, but they'll say, hey, Michelle, what you did right there, you was out of line. Wrong. So I appreciate people that can check me on my own behavior or decision I may make that's not in the best interest. I'm going to give you a prime example. The Breakfast Club had Kanye West on their show one morning, and he had like an entourage of people with him. And I believe they were playing some of his new music. Now, Charlamagne, this is why I love him, was straight up. Who told you this was like, something you should put out? And he was like, oh, well, so-and-so and so-and-so told me that. He said, yeah, because you're surrounding yourself with a bunch of yes men. Everybody's saying yes to you to appease you. They're not being honest with you. When you have yes men surrounding you, it's hard to get honesty on the next move you should make. That's like me being a musician. I put out a track that's trash, and I think it's the bomb diggity, but I start getting several of my people that I trust tell me, say, hey, you need to go back to the studio and work on that again. That's what I'm talking about. And mutual respect. We got to have mutual respect. I got to have my boundaries respected. You need to have your boundaries respected. And respect our differences, because that can be a real fine line with some people. Let's just say there's some people in the world that make the biggest deal over a TV series. And maybe you're not a fan of that TV series. And if you voice an opinion, like, I'm just not really into that, that's not my flavor. But they'll sit up there, but why not? Look, respect the boundaries. I don't like it. I'm not going to down you because that's something that you enjoy. But if I don't enjoy it, it's just like when the Game of Thrones was out. Me and my sister, big Game of Thrones fans. And we tried to get our dad to watch the series. It was like, you got to watch this. This is a series. He could never get into it because it does start off just a tad bit slow. But it doesn't, stay slow for too long. He couldn't get into it. I'm not going to push Game of Thrones on my dad no more. Either you're going to watch it or you'll just hear about it. And I think he's in the preference of just hearing about it. So I got to respect that. Consistency. Let me say that again. Consistency. You need to be present and consistent over a period of time. Because if I see that you're only around every once in a while, I really don't consider you a friend. I consider you more an acquaintance. So that's the difference. If I have consistency with you, if we're keeping in touch, if we talk often, it may not be every day, every month, but we do have some type of pattern of consistency where we're communicating. Another example, my girl Drama again. She had to take a hiatus from social media. And when she did, I called and checked on her. And she was like, girl, no, it's Ramadan. I was like, oh, my bad. Didn't know. But I want to reach out to her to see if she was good, because you would at least occasionally see her. And I wanted to make sure that was good. So that's what I'm talking about as far as consistency. Check on your people. You don't see them around for a while. You know that they're in a certain mind space. It don't take nothing but a minute to pick up your phone and either give them a holler via text or telephone call. That's all it takes. Now let's go over the signs of a fake ass friend. Ooh, I can't stand a fake ass friend. I've had plenty in my life. I cannot stand somebody who is fake with me. I'd rather you just not deal with me at all. That's just the way I am. And sometimes you have to realize there are certain red flags that fake people give you right up front, or a small period of time. You'll pick it up. The red flags include the following. Inconsistency. They're only around when it's convenient. They're only around when there's going to be something beneficial for them. They're only around because you happen to have a fallout with somebody they don't like, and that's the trauma they want to bond with. But when that trauma is over with, you don't hear or see them ever again. Gossip and backstabbing. I tell people up front, what I say behind your back, I have no problem saying to your face. But my friends, I am not doing that to. And I know my friends are not doing that to me. I have been in plenty of situations where I'm on social media, I'm in a live, and there's a person that's being discussed. And once I find out that they're talking about a friend of mine, I'm out. Because I'm not going to endorse it. But I'm sure going to tell my friend, I'm like, look, I had to bounce out of so-and-so's live. There was some chit chatter I was not appreciating. That's just the way I roll. So yeah, if you're going to be gossiping about me, backstabbing me, please exit stage left. Lack of support. You know what? I always say that, especially on social media, it does not take much to support your friend. All it is a share button. If you see your friend has a business, a podcast, an upcoming event they're doing, whatever the case may be, you can share it to your stories. You can ask them if they can repost it, or if you can repost it in your timeline. It's very simple, but you'll see your friends, or they call themselves your friends, not share one doggone thing to support you. You know what I'm saying? I know it's tough times out there. It's not always about money, but if you could take a moment, matter of fact, I just had Granny Wowzers give me a review via reel. She didn't have to do that. I did not ask her to do that, but I appreciate she did that. That's what I'm talking about. Support. It don't take much. Jealousy and competition, I don't do in my friendships. I'm not trying to be cool with you to be in competition with you. That makes no sense whatsoever. But I've seen it. I've seen people who get close to folks they can't stand. And I'm like, well, I know you don't like this person. Why are you trying to get all chummy with them? You know why? They want to be the first one to put the knife in. It's only a matter of time. They just gathering enough information about you and they can't stand you. But when the time comes for you to have your fall and everybody's jumping on you, they're going to be one of the ones jumping in on you. I don't compete with my friends. I said that when I first started this podcast. We applaud each other here. So if anybody I'm affiliated with or friends with and they got something major going on, I always am happy for them. I'm always happy for my people. Whenever they get an achievement, they've accomplished a goal, they're going traveling, anything that brings them joy, I am happy for them. I do not understand people who are trying to be cool with you and they have a hatred for you. They have a hatred for a lot of stuff in your life that they don't have or they thrive to have. So definitely look for those people who are in your circle competing with you. Or jealousy. Self-centered behavior. Oh my God. I've even been in relationships like this when you've had somebody who is so self-centered. It's all about them. Every time you turn around, well, me, and me. I'm going to break that off right quick. Because see, I appreciate people who are confident but not cocky. There's a difference. If you're confident, you don't have to brag and make announcements of your achievements. But when you're cocky, you really ain't got much going for yourself. Every little thing has to be announced. You know, how much money you got in your bank account, what the latest handbag you done bought your girl, or women, the same thing with, material things and achievements. I always say people who are rich don't have to announce they're rich. The proof is in the pudding. So when I see stuff like that, it shows me self-centered behavior, only focusing on their own needs and interests. I don't give a damn. Please go do you. Okay, now it's time for a few personal experiences. The personal stories I've got on real friendships and fake friendships. I got plenty to tell, so I'm going to be very selective. And to protect the innocent and the accused, I will leave names completely out of this. But I'll give you an example of an opportunist friend. I was friends with a lady not that long ago. She's in the entertainment industry. And every time I turned around, I would see her bounce from platform to platform, like she was trying to latch on to something to kind of make her niche work. And it never panned out for her. She even tried to do her own little thing on social media to kind of create a buzz, and that became a hassle. So when I speak on her, I say that there was a time when my sister and I were doing the Gospel and Heifer show that she would make suggestions so she can appear on the show as a regular. She adopted herself as one of us. And it kept going on and on and on until it came to a point where I was like, I had to look back at her because she was in town one night. And this was like a week before my mom passed. And that weekend, we had family members over. They wanted to come over, see my mom, just have a good family vibe going, barbecued, everything. She was very persistent. Were you and your family coming out to see me tonight? And I'm like, girl, I'm entertaining family. You know that we are caregivers for our mother. We got family in town. We cooking and cleaning, entertaining. So right now, me coming out to see you and drag my family out with me, that's not on my agenda whatsoever. So at the time, Rocky, my sister, was making these gourmet macaroons. And she promised this girl some macaroons. By the time her event ended, she decided to roll by. Now, I am dog tired. Because I had been up cooking and cleaning and entertaining all day long and making sure my mom was good before I put her to bed. I want to say it was after midnight. Oh, well, I'm going to come by and get my stuff. Wait a minute, girl. Do you not hear how tired I am? I explained to you several times because she was already in her feelings because I didn't make it out to her show. And I'm like, I told you that wasn't going to happen. I got other priorities on my plate to take care of. Oh, but she was just like, well, I'm going to come through there. I'm going to at least get my sweets and stuff. And I'm like, girl, oh, Lord Jesus. But I just, afterwards with that situation, the friendship started to diminish because when I look at that situation, because if I call a friend and they tell me, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it out to your show, I got other commitments. Okay, that's cool. I understand that. I'm not going to keep pushing that on you. So that was selfish and inconsiderate. And the fact that you know that I'm tired and you still want to come over here because you got some desserts, we can mail them to your ass. Go away. But see, that's a prime example. But needless to say, that friendship fizzled out because it came to a situation where she saw an opportunity to get on someone's platform that has more popularity. And basically, when a little misunderstanding happened, she, of course, went on that side of the fence. And I'm like, well, you over there, stay over there. Stay over there. Please stay over there. I don't have time for your nonsense and your using ass ways. Another example of friendship. When you have friends that always got problems and they'll call you and discuss these problems with you in private. And you'll give them your advice because they're coming to you as a friend. And they don't listen to a word. They'll listen, but they're wasting your time because you know why? They've already got it in their mind made up on what they want to do in the first place, but they just want to sulk for you and let you do a pity party for them. I had a friend, my sister and I both had a friend. I was so relieved when this girl was out of our lives. I ain't gonna even lie. Every day we got at least 4 to 7 phone calls a day from this girl about the same shit over and over again. And it got to a point because, see, I don't have that kind of patience. Y'all would be surprised. My sister has got a lot more patience than I do. And it got to a point I was like, girl, if you call me with this bullshit again, I'm not going to even answer the phone no more. What do you want now? Calling about some shit you already made up your mind. You did it anyway. And now you're suffering the repercussions and you want to cry. Bitch, I told you so. You ain't getting no sympathy from me. Because, see, me as a friend, I'm with that honesty. Me as a friend, I'm going to practice that honesty characteristic. Because I'm going to tell you straight up how I feel about something. And if you do what you want to do anyway, please don't come back over here wasting my time with this conversation. Even got to a point that once we said, hey, we done with this. And I believe we were dealing with somebody that she didn't want to deal with because she went against the advice we gave her. Oh, I can't affiliate with anybody affiliated with them. I'm like, well, then bye. Good. I was happy. I was happy as a runaway slave when that heifer said goodbye. I can't do it. I'm like, well, I can't either. I cannot. Bye. So beside walking away, because see, when I have a problem with somebody, I don't make a public announcement I got a problem with them. I just move to the other side. You're not going to see me chit-chatting and interacting with them. I'm good. But for some reason, she felt obligated to call all the people that we introduced her to and tell them some bullshit. Oh, so now you being petty because you didn't get your way. We're not doing none of that. I'm sorry, you are a grown person. You are able to make your own decisions. Don't throw me under the ringer because I told you so. You did it anyway. My sister told you so. Several other people told you so. Not my problem anymore. Let's get to how you cultivate real friendships. Real friendships are very rare, and when you spot them, definitely keep them on your radar. Because, like I said, this is a cruel world. We're dealing with some real mental illness at a capacity I can't even imagine no more. I really want y'all to peep the things you need to see when you're looking for a good friend. A good friend is going to give you good communication. It's importance of open and honest communication when you're friends. Because you never know what may come up in life, because life does be lifing. And you need somebody that you can communicate with. I'm not saying do like the last chick I was talking about, calling them every day with your problems. But if you know you got somebody, you need to get something off your chest or anything, you can call them. You can talk to them. You're going to get that honest feedback. You're going to feel safe in that environment. Time and effort. Invest in time and effort to maintain friendships, because see, I've heard this so much about I can be friends with somebody. I ain't got to hear from them every day and we still cool. Honestly, that's the truth. That is the truth. I used to have a girlfriend that lived out of state, and we were homies. And it would be sometimes weeks, months, we wouldn't hear from each other because life be lifing. But I already knew it was going to be a matter of time before my phone rings or I was going to be calling her. So I don't put a time just in case I haven't heard from you in a couple of days, weeks, months. I don't think the worst of you. I know life be lifing because I barely got time to even communicate with the people that are in my face. Setting boundaries. Now, knowing when to set boundaries and respecting them. All my friends respect my boundaries. All of my friends, I respect their boundaries. I had a girl, and I really wouldn't even consider this girl a friend, but we would always crack on each other, me, her, and my sister. And anytime we would have a live on a social media platform, she would be there, and we'd be cracking on each other, just jokes. But there'd be several times she would call us behind the scenes. Well, I don't like it when you say this about me or say that. You kind of set me up to be made fun of. Wait a minute. You know the temperature in this room. And you be coming with the shits and giggles too, but all of a sudden we're setting you up. See, I don't do that. Take accountability, because you were down with the shits and giggles. And maybe you didn't have a good comeback that day. Maybe you were in your feelings that day. But that's something we don't do. We don't bully people, and the accusation pissed me off so much, I said, okay, we ain't dealing with each other no more. So I'm setting that boundary. Because you cannot, like I said in the last episode, you cannot assault my character and think we still going to be cool. It will not happen over here. Forgiveness. Now, it's funny I say forgiveness right after I finish with that story. But I'm talking about your real friends, the real people that matter in your life. The ability to forgive and move past conflicts, because I always say if there's a misunderstanding ever, I am always open to a conversation. What I will not do, I will not have that conversation on a public platform. And that's what I've seen a lot going on with these social media. Somebody have a misunderstanding or they have a dislike for each other. They feel they got to let everybody and their mama know the problem and have an audience watching all this back and forth. I always say, if you got a problem with me, be a real man, be a real woman, pick up your phone, call me, and we can talk like adults. That's why I don't like that public. I think it's like a public execution. Because I witnessed some of the most disgusting behavior a couple of weeks ago with a social media affiliate of mine. And it was like 3-4 people dogging her out on a live. And my sister inboxed her. She was like, girl, calm down. Because you don't have to entertain and go back and forth with these clowns. Because obviously they've already got their minds made up on how they feel about you. Let's move forward. But, if you could talk to me, if I offended you in any way, I can definitely be a woman and say, I am so sorry. I never meant to offend you. and I will make sure that never happens again. I don't have a problem with that, but I have to do that privately. I'm not doing it publicly. Do you have shared interests and values with your friends? That's one thing that is a main factor of building friendships, on common interests and values. Like with my girl Jules. And Jules is such a creative individual. I love her creativity. We talk behind the scenes just about projects and ideas. And she's a friend I can definitely go to with that because she got a good creative flow. My sister is always good on human nature. I'm telling you, she's always good on human nature. If there is a situation socially I might be dealing with, her and Jules can advise me. I got a lot of good people that got expertise in certain areas. I know I can pick up the phone and say, hey, I don't understand this, but I know you might. So, can you walk me through this? Now, there are maintenance tips when it comes to friendship. Just like you get your car tuned up, just like you go to the dentist, the doctor for a checkup, you need maintenance for your friendships. You got to do those regular check-ins. I spoke on that earlier when I said my girl Drama was nowhere to be seen. She was MIA for a couple of weeks, and we made the move and called to make sure she was good. That's what you got to do to your people. Even if you're not that close, people really appreciate when they're shown consideration. I'm concerned for you. I want to make sure you're good. It's these simple things that we could be doing to maintain our friendships. Because, like I said, I may not hear from my girl Jules for a few days. I'll send her a quick note. You good? Yeah, we good. And then eventually we'll talk. That's all I'm saying. Just do regular check-ins to make sure everybody good. Spending quality time. Now, like I said, everybody has their own life, has their own agenda and schedule. You should find time to spend some time with your friends. And right now, it's very convenient, especially if you're online. You can do a private Zoom. You could do a private video call with just you and certain people that y'all peep and have a great conversation, catch up, talk about your kids, talk about your parents, all the good stuff in between so y'all can all catch up. I mean, it's good that you actually physically in front of each other, but when you can't find time to do that, you can always do a video call. A video call may just put a smile on someone's face that was having a real bad day, but my friend called me, took all that off my head for a moment, so now I'm good. That's what I'm talking about. Just a little quality time. Showing gratitude and appreciation is definitely a high-ranking friendship. Because you don't want to have anybody around that if you go out of your way, not saying you're doing it for that purpose, but if you go out your way, like say if I went out my way to make breakfast for my friends before we do a road trip. Oh, Michelle, thank you so much. That's all you want to hear. Thank you so much. I appreciate you taking time to do this. Whenever Rocky runs an errand and she may have to, make an extra stop for me, thank you. Vice versa. So show gratitude and appreciation for your friends, because just because they went out their way one time, if you don't say thank you or show them how much you appreciate what they did for you, that's going to probably be the last time they do it for you. And being present during significant life events. Like I said, we have babies that come into the world. We have graduations. We have weddings. And I really saw the true side of that when my mother passed again. I'm so thankful for the people that reached out to me and my family, even people I fell out with. I'm telling you, that'll let you know how powerful that is to me. Even people I had fallen out with was able to take a moment to pick up the phone, send me an email, whatever, and just say, hey, I'm so sorry for your loss. So being there and being present during significant life events is definitely something you want to look for in your friend. So just go over that checklist, because there are a lot of people out here that try to gain friendship to gain benefits. I'm just telling you how it works out here, whether it be somebody on social media or in real life. And I'm going to tell you something about social media friendships. Don't be so quick to befriend people, because see, on social media, they're showing you the side they want you to see, not who they actually are. There are a few authentic people that I follow and have great relationships with on social media. But there are some people that are looking for a come up. And sometimes if a person is very popular online, if they have a lot of followers, if their followers are loyal, if their followers once they say something, hey, you guys should go support so-and-so. Then they hang around and they try to be your friend. And next thing you know, they're trying to cam up on every live you have, every time you go live, trying to get people's followers. That's the dumbest method in the world. First and foremost, like I said, I always people's behavior and what their agenda might be. I could be wrong on some of them, but most of the time, I'm pretty much right. When I see people moving a certain way, I keep a very watchful eye on them. And I don't make them my friend. So stop being quick to make people, especially on social media, your friend. That's Disneyland. I'm a public speaker. I'm a comedian. I'm a poet. I'm a plumber. You give yourself all these titles on social media. People just want you to think a certain way about them, and you don't really know them. So keep that in mind, man. People put on masks every damn day. Stop being so quick to make people your friends or call them your friend. And I'm also leery of people who are eager to be my friend. Let me throw that in there before I wrap this up. When I see people that are going so overboard to be your friend, like, what's on your agenda? Because especially when you're an adult, because see, you could have went through that when you was in grade school, but see, we grown now. Be my friend. You want to be my friend? I be looking at them like they crazy. Like, what? Why are you so eager for friendship? You must want something. I'm sorry, that's the way I process it. You must want something, because I ain't never seen nobody go all the way out of their way to be a friend. And you're so quick to label yourself as a friend. I also watch for folks who quick to title themselves, oh, that's my sis, that's my bro. I didn't see you at the last family reunion. Don't be giving yourselves title like that. On mannerism, I'm also say, please, when you meet your friends, parents, do not refer them as mom or pops, auntie or uncle. Because, see, they get under my skin because I'm old school. When people meet my father, he is Mr. Tompkins. Not pops, not dad. Don't do that. Because, see, then we ain't going to have no chance of a friendship whatsoever once you do that. I look at it as a form of disrespect. You were not raised in the wild. Let's get it together. So let me wrap this episode up, and I encourage you guys to evaluate your own friendships and strive to be a better friend. Because sometimes we got a lot of improvements ourselves as friends. Like, oh, I ain't talked to so-and-so in a minute. I need to call them just to check on them, make sure they're good. Anything. So make sure you're a good friend as well. Now, in the next episode, we are going to discuss something that was a conversation offline and said, okay, that's going to be very interesting because I want to learn more about this. Not that I'm interested, I'm just curious. But polygamy. We are going to be exploring multiple partnerships, how it works, because I hear this all the time online, especially from men, that they're going to have several women. Or they live someplace and they got several women popping out babies every 5 minutes. No, that's not how it's supposed to work. So I'm going to definitely be tapping onto that, because I am sure once I break this down, everybody out there hollering about multiple women, y'all going to shut the hell up because you don't qualify. Now, if you like this episode, I would like for you to consider supporting the podcast at Buy Me a Coffee. Buy Me a Coffee is an easy way that you can donate to the show, show more support, and it helps us bring you better content. So make sure you go to buymeacoffee.com/Talk to Me Michele. Again, guys, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Talk to Me Michele, and I will see you on the next episode. Peace.
Talk to me, Michelle.
Are you looking to increase your brand awareness and gain new prospects? Our audience would love to hear from you. The Talk to Me Michele podcast offers sponsor packages designed to put your brand in front of our engaged and loyal listeners. Every time we get a partnering with us means your message reaches a dedicated audience that trusts our recommendations. It's a fantastic way to build brand awareness and connect with potential customers. As our podcast continues to grow, so does your opportunity to reach more listeners. Our tailored sponsorship packages ensure you get the best value and maximum exposure. Become a sponsor today and be part of a vibrant and dynamic podcast community. Let's work together to achieve your marketing goals. Ready to get started? Email us at talktomemichele@gmail.com to learn more about our sponsorship opportunities. Thank you for considering a partnership with our podcast. We look forward to promoting your brand.